Jill's hanging out at Heavy Industries this morning, and before we get to her, just going to take you back to Halloween.
I remember Halloween.
Yeah, I remember Halloween. Now, this is my Halloween costume. I dressed as a traveling light. This is the piece of installation art in the Northeast.
What was the price tag again?
$471,000.
Okay.
A little bit of controversy surrounding this piece of work because of its hefty price tag.
Yes.
I happen to be a fan, but Jill, Heavy Industries, they are the ones who actually made this come to fruition. They built it, but it could have looked very different, you're saying.
It could have looked very different here, and we have actually a time lapse of the traveling light and what it looks like as it is, and as you can see it in a lot of huge, large-scale projects made right here locally at Heavy Industries, also including the mesh head in front of the Bow building. So really interesting projects that you get to work on, Ken. But of course, there are obviously things that go into brainstorming, into the process. So the traveling light had a couple of other incarnations. So tell us how it began.
Well, I got to say, I work on the business development end here, and my absolute favorite part of the job is opening up an email that has attachments on it. It gives you first shot at seeing what super creative people from all over the world are envisioning. So, you engage an artist from Germany to work on a project in Calgary, and what are the similar, or what are the common motifs that come to mind? Cowboys and then other iconic things. There's a shot of one of their original ideas. Basically, they wanted to take the birds from the $5 bill, the old $5 bill, and put that along the guardrails on the ramp. And we kind of jammed on this idea for a little bit and came to the realization that cars are going to be buzzing past this at 100 kilometers an hour. Maybe a super small, intricate, detailed sculpture on the guardrails isn't necessarily the right decision. So, I mean, that idea kind of evolved into potentially a big horse, if you'll excuse me here.
Yep. Pages here.
So
obviously, again, Western flair.
Similar idea, similar aesthetic, and we kind of, again, it was like, well, if you're from Calgary, it's a big part of our heritage and it's a big part of our culture, but it's not necessarily what a lot of Calgarians want to be, hit in the face with every day. So, after probably 10, 15 iterations or something like that, we eventually arrived at the circle. And I know that there's this desire for artwork to look hard, be hard to build, but sometimes it doesn't have to be hard for it to be a good idea or to be the right idea.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, we arrived at the circle.
You arrived at the circle, and you've worked on some really interesting things. Additionally, the mesh head in front of the Bow building, which is called Wonderland, which a lot of us did not know today. That is a female, by the way. Another fun fact about the mesh head. Was that one of your favorite projects to work on as well? Yeah,
I would say so. The artist there, Mr. Plensa, he's known all over the world. He is one of the best living artists alive. So it was just a thrill to have him in the shop, him and his guys in here working with us, showing what his creative process is like. I think that if you talk to anybody here at the company, they would say that they really get a kick out of that, working with creative people and seeing what the best minds in the world come up with.
Cool. So, well, it's been a kick to be here and getting the inside scoop at what happens here at Heavy Industries. You guys, who knew? Lots of things we've discovered today.